Hello, welcome to the Sassilization update video. In this video, I'll just be going over three main things I've been working on in the past couple weeks. Just want to keep this nice, short, and quick. Um, Again, I would like to keep as a reminder, a lot of banging, excuse that, sorry. Um, Keep it as a reminder, a lot of these things are placeholders for now, especially the models. They are going to be definitely subject to change. I'll be working on getting I'll probably be paying someone to make some low poly models, which will also be placeholders, but better than using cubes. So on to the first update is the team selection menu. So when you load into the game, you will be displayed this team selection menu, and you will decide your team. So the main thing that's been built in this is that no two people can be in the same team. So let's say the server tries to join the green team, and then one of the clients tries to join the green team. It does not happen. They can't join it. So that's quickly the first update. Second update is team resources. So bases will be given a sort of looping function to where every certain amount of time they'll be getting a certain amount of resources. Um, and right now I've set them as metal and food. Those will probably change. But after this loop, they'll be getting that certain amount of resources, and it'll add to their total resources, which they can spend to build more bases or more troops to dominate the battlefield. Um, these bases, there's all hold that. There are also buildings called nodes. There's two types of nodes right now. There is food and metal nodes. If your base is in a certain range of one of these nodes, the amount you receive in that loop will be multiplied now. So rather than getting a constant amount for food and metal, I keep trying to say wood, um, will be that constant will be multiplied by the amount of nodes within range. Of course, most of these numbers will probably change to make things balance, but I will give you a good example of what it will be like. So um, on the top left, you will see a printing of strings. That will basically be the number that a team has of those resources. So if I join blue team on here and cyan team on here, you can see the strings start to add up. And you can see one string has a higher amount than the other. Basically, the higher amount is the blue team, the lower amount is the cyan team. And this is the blue team's base, one of the blue team's base. And within its range, there's three metal nodes. These three metal nodes will multiply the amount constant, and as you can see, it's the amount that the blue team's getting is getting much, much larger than the cyan team. The cyan team only has one of these nodes. Now in the final release, in the alpha build, uh, I will probably be placing these in the map, and I'll try to be as fair as I can be so that each base will have in range only one of these nodes. So like it might be in range of only one food node or one metal node, and then maybe if you're lucky, you and can get just the right spot before anyone else can. Um, you can get one of these both types of nodes within your range. But there'll be nothing like this where there'll be three nodes of the same resources inside the same base. That'd be very unfair and unbalanced map. Now in the later build, I am wanting to make almost a auto-generated placement of these nodes so that there'll be no meta place to build your bases. It'll all be random for every match because I don't want there to be meta places uh, to build bases, and basically whoever gets there first wins. I want to make it as fair as possible. Um, Also, I am still working on the game state, so um, you know, preparation mat state, uh, playing state, and then end game state. I'm still working on that, um, just so it'll make it fair in that, let's say, the server or one of the clients loads into the game first, it's not unbalanced that whoever loads in the game first automatically gets a head start and basically wipes out all the other teams. I'm going to try to make it as balanced as possible so that right off the bat, everybody starts building bases at the same time, just so it's fair, nice and balanced. So that's the end of the first update, the second update actually. Next is I've been working on the team configurations with the bases and pawns. So far, um, I have it only that selecting the pawn based on your team and spawning bases on your based on your team. So for a quick example, I am in my blue team character. If I went over to the blue pawn and selected it, spotlight goes on, it's selected, everything works out fine. If I went over to the cyan team pawn, selected it, nothing would happen. Switch over to the cyan team real quick, you know, click it, spotlight goes on. Go over to the blue team, nothing happens. I will be working on the variables to make it more personalized. So, because right now, if I right click it, actually, that works fine. Actually, um, it's actually great. You can see the cyan team pawns moving, but not the blue team. That's great. I wasn't expecting that myself. It's really good when you have the developer doesn't know much about his game. Lastly, spawning bases are now configured to your team. So now when I spawn a base, it is on the cyan team. And I go over to my uh, blue, blue team character, spawn a base. It doesn't work because there's a bug. Hold on. Yeah, that bug's still. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, see, there you get. There's a good example of the bug that's been happening. I will try to fix that as quick as possible. But that's just a quick overview of the things I've been working on. Um, I'll be constantly fixing bugs and adding new features. But thank you so much for staying up with this project. I hope to try to get a final build out um, within the next few months. It's hard to do a lot of constant developing with school. Um, but I do want to thank you guys for your support. Um, yeah, it really helps. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll keep on working.